All right, folks, what we have here is a Chevy Suburban, the big long one. Has a rear AC and heat. So the complaint here is that the AC is not working, and she took it to a dealer, and the dealership said it was the lines going towards the back. All right, so you can buy the original lines, which is the metal ones. You see, they run through the chassis. Or you could buy what they have, a hose kit. Okay, it's a little hose kit, comes with all the right fittings at the ends. Okay, so instead of going through here with the chassis and taking all these lines off, I'm going to try to fish it next to it and wire tie it and go all the way towards the back. I'm going to show you how. It's going to go through the front wheel well, up and over, along the right side chassis. Okay, goes all the way across there, and it comes out on the other end. Let me show you what it looks like on the other end. All right, follows along, goes up and over into the wheel well, up over the chassis, and then exits on the other side of the chassis right to the rear. Okay, so we're gonna have to try to run this up and around. It comes with wire ties, so we're gonna tie it to the old lines as best as possible, and then those are the connectors right there. All right, so it's two lines right there, pressure and return, and that's the exact same shape as them right there in the front and the rear. We're just gonna run this long line through. We try to run it through those brackets, but the hose is pretty thick. Not sure I'm gonna be able to do it that way, but we'll see. All right, let me try. All right, so this is what I got so far. I could run the thin one through the bracket, but the thick one, it's not going to fit because of the ends. The ends are much fatter, the connectors and everything. So that's not going to work. I mean, if you want to go through the trouble of taking these rusted out bolts, but I think a 10-year-old car with all this rust, we're going to have a little bit of a problem with the bolts. So I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to wire tie it to the outside of these brackets. I put a little temporary hold here right now, because he's going to have to go upstairs. All right, so I just ran it roughly. The little one I ran between the brackets. Got a beautiful space there. Okay, all the way towards the back. Comes out through the frame here. Behind, on top of the frame, behind this wheel well. Goes through the shock tower that way, and then doubles back. And when it doubles back, it lands over here. All right, so this will go here. Okay, same shape. This one will go here, same shape. So we're good here. Like I said, it's got to go up over the frame on the other side of the shock tower. Let me show it to you on this side. It's a little rough. Okay, it's got to go around the shock tower on the other side and then come back out. All right, so I want to go. So this one is pretty much sitting there ready to be connected, and then wire tie the lines up. But I just want to give myself a little slack here so I can tie both ends up first and then take it from there. Okay, and the line's going to go up in there. You see if it's easier to get from the top, but I have to take this wheel off and do everything from the bottom. Because if it's this deep into the engine, better off doing it down here. Just take this tire off. Unless you're, 6 feet tall and you got long arms, so you can go to the top. But I want to drop it and see. Alrighty. Alright, so to get a better view of the lines, I took the wheel well off. Alright, 2 screws and a bunch of clips. You bend it up out of the way, and these are the lines. All right, these are the replacement lines. These are the factory lines coming up and over. Okay, this one is going to connect up here like that. And this one is going to connect to this one over here, like that. Okay? So I'm going to wire tie it up in the same factory area here, up and come down that way. All right, I mean, you could butcher it and just shove it up here somewhere and all that stuff, but listen, you do it right and you should be okay. All right, no cheap ways. This way, up and around. Treat the customer's car like it's your own and your family's driving it. All right, that's the way it should be. Not like an old worker that I worked with that turned around and goes, I don't care. My family don't drive the bus. So you didn't care about road testing the bus. You know who you are. All right, let's continue on. All right, so according to the instructions here, it says that this vehicle is equipped with a filter screen and a rear high pressure evaporator fitting. Discard the filter screen and assemble the fitting without the screen. The filter screen offers no benefit to the AC system. That's what they say. But this filter is clean. For 10 years, this is pretty good. I'll show you where this filter was. When you separate that piece over there, this filter sits right in here. Okay? Right there. Just go and take it and pop it out according to the manufacturer of this hose. And I'm going to hook up this other piece to it. And it comes with a nut and bolt. Because you see this one has like a little stud attached to it. So it's going to be a nut and bolt with a new O-ring seal. Alright. Alright, so here's the other line coming off. 13 millimeter. And you take this right off here like that. Good one about this one is that the stud stays with it. So we're just going to use the nut. Okay, there's the O-ring that you have to replace. And by the way, this one over here that used the nut and bolt that it came with, it actually has threads in there. So I guess, you know, when you have this and the stud stays with it, they give you a bolt, but maybe they don't trust the bolt. I don't know. But I put a nut on it anyway after it tightened up, just to lock it in place. So there's a reason why they give you a nut and bolt instead of giving me a stud. I don't know. But anyway, so the stud is on this one, so that's fine. I'm going to replace it with this line all the way yonder. Where is it? There it is, right here. All right, going to fish this around, connect that with a new seal, and then we move on. All right, so here we are. We tied everything up out of the way, kept the original stuff wire tied off to the side. That's one of the hoses. This is the other hose. Wire tied it. The harnesses. Wire tied up and around. I'm going to go under the chassis now. Okay. Like I said, one can go through the brackets, one can't. So I put it on the outside. I put enough wiggle room. I put this little guard there. They give you more than enough hose. Okay, so same thing. I went around that so it doesn't rub on it. Went around that so it doesn't rub on it. Okay, all the way down and around, up into the wheel well, up over by the shock mount, down and around, and then back to the other side of the frame. There you go. Okay, there's the old unit right here, and there's the new unit. Wire tied up out of the way, and now we're going to put the rest of it back together. Okay, once you put all these panels back together, put your wheels back together, and all you have to do now is just do your AC on your Freon. All right, so yeah, that's the way these hoses are going to have to run. And it's going to take all day to do it, people. All right. Alright, so the installation is done. Wheels are back on. Wheel wells are back on. Nothing hanging or dragging underneath. That's it. Now we're leaving for the AC. The Freon. Evacuate. Charge it up. Thanks for watching. Ciao.